Good morning, girls. Welcome back to a new video. Today's video is a really exciting one because I'm going to be sharing with you some quick wellness tips to help you feel happier and in a significantly better mood in no time at all. Because I'm not sure about you, but in the summertime, things can get a little bit hectic, and I have been managing what I'm calling mom school. I talked about this in last week's video, how I've put together like a mom school throughout the week, because for the first time in 7 summers, this is the first summer I've had both of my children home and they are not in like a scheduled day camp where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So they do have some sports camps that are coming up, like 1 week here, 1 week there, but from a week-to-week basis, they do not have something scheduled. So I am managing a lot right now, like so many of you. I'm working from home, I'm creating content, I'm seeing one-on-one clients. I had 2 client consultations already this morning. I have 1 this afternoon. I have 3 lab reviews tomorrow. I'm filming this video, and I'm also managing the Living Well membership site. So I know all of you are very busy ladies and you have a lot on your plate. When our plate is overrun with things that we need to do, responsibilities that we have, oftentimes our mental health can take a hit. In addition to that, our wellness can take a hit. We can put things on the back burner, like things like reaching our daily protein. I will put here on the screen where my protein currently is, and we are about to make breakfast. That is one of the first tips. It's actually the second. That's the second tip that we're going to go over, but we're going to make breakfast here in a little bit. Getting in your protein, getting in your movement, getting outdoors, getting that beautiful sunlight into your eyes. All of these things play a huge role in our wellness, of course, but other than that, in the way that we feel and the way that we show up in the world. And it can feel heavy at times that we're carrying a lot. We have a lot on our plate, and we don't know any way to put together a plan to start to feel better. Well, today, this video is for you. This is your clear-cut plan to quickly boost your mood and feel significantly better. So as a functional nutritionist and a busy mom, I'm always looking for ways to optimize the way that I feel and the way that I show up in this world without overhauling my entire lifestyle, because that tends to be intimidating and something that I do not want to embark on that journey, especially when time is already tight. So these quick tips are exactly as they sound. And my first tip is none other than drinking the lemon ginger tonic first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. So when we wake up in the morning, this is part of the core principles of this community, is the first thing that we do when we wake up in the morning, we head to our kitchen, we start our tea kettle. Hopefully you prepped and filled the water the night before. So all you have to do is plug it in and turn it on, or start it on your stovetop. We turn on our tea kettle, and then we take our lemon ginger tonic. We pour it into our mug. You're seeing B-roll here on the screen. And while I wait for the kettle to warm up, I take a little bit of either Redmond salt, Celtic salt, mineral salt, Baja Gold, whichever salt is your preference, and I put it under my tongue in the buckle there. We hold it for 30 seconds, then we pour our lemon ginger tonic and we enjoy that. This is a beautiful way to start your day for many reasons. The lemon ginger tonic is incredible for both phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. So our body works all night long to detox. Our lymphatic system, our glymphatic system, all of our organs and our tissues, our mitochondria are all detoxing throughout the night. However, when we wake up in the morning and we start our day with something like the lemon ginger tonic, that helps flush out that detox system, because our bodies, they absolutely do know how to detox. However, our modern lifestyle, exposure to pesticides, to chemicals, to forever chemicals, these things can slow down our detoxification. So when we hydrate, of course, first thing in the morning, we flush out our digestive system with that lemon ginger tonic. We also flush out the liver, which is imperative, gut and liver, for hormone health. If you are ever struggling with your hormone health, always start with your gut and then your liver. If we tackle those 2 areas of our body and our physiology, I can absolutely assure you that you will begin to notice dramatic changes in the way that your hormones respond. So in addition to the lemon ginger tonic, because it's the summer, I like to take my tonic and then head outside and get in some sunlight. I look up into the sky indirectly at the sun, and it is a beautiful way to start your day. So not only are we hydrating, but we are also bringing in some natural cortisol regulation because we reset our circadian rhythm when we get sunlight in our eyes first thing in the morning, meaning we will have beautiful energy throughout our day, and that will be like a beautiful bell curve, and it will go down at night as we need to unwind and get ready to go to bed, versus having spikes throughout the day and crashes and spikes and crashes, and then a big spike at 10 o'clock at night when you want to be winding down and getting ready for bed. Getting the sunlight into your eyes, not directly. We're going to look up into the sky indirectly at the sun, helps reset that circadian rhythm and supports your cortisol, which in turn is supportive to our adrenal health. So all of this, I always say that as a woman, our progesterone, which is what I call our body's nature's Xanax, our progesterone that helps us feel cool, calm, and collected on a daily basis cannot be in optimal range if our cortisol is high. Our progesterone and cortisol are on a seesaw. So when our cortisol is high, our progesterone is low. So getting outside, resetting the circadian rhythm, hydrating your body, remineralizing your body, flushing out that phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification is a really beautiful, quick way to feel healthier and happier. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoy today's content. If you are somebody who is a subscriber or you've watched my videos in the past, then you know I start every single day with my protein coffee after the lemon ginger tonic. So we've had our lemon ginger tonic, and then I make a protein coffee, which is packed with 35 grams of bioavailable protein. It is the easiest way to bulk in your protein first thing in the morning. However, from a satiety standpoint, as a functional nutritionist, I also think it's really important to chew food, especially on days when you have the ability to do so. And doing so with a protein-rich breakfast is the easiest way to kind of continue supporting those cortisol levels and keeping our blood sugar balanced. So my overall goal first thing in the morning with breakfast is I've been on this glow up to 40 for the last 22 months, and I've been on a protein journey for like the last 26 to 28 months. I was somebody who in my early to mid 30s, I could just drink green smoothies every single day for breakfast and feel amazing and so energized. It worked so well with my body at that time. However, as my hormones began to shift, as I was further and further away from being postpartum, my body started to crave and need different ingredients during different times of the day. Now, I will forever and always be a smoothie girl, but I tend to pair it with a protein-rich breakfast, or especially now in the warmer months, I love to have a smoothie as like a 3 o'clock snack. It's a beautiful way for me to get my insurance policy and to cram in all of those nutrients into my body in a really delicious way. But in the morning, I am hyper-focused on protein because it stabilizes your blood sugar. In addition to that, it also is supportive of our hormone health and gives you long-lasting energy throughout the day. So you won't have a big burst and then a crash. It's imperative if we want to have a good mood and to feel happier that we feel really stable. The beauty about the summer and not rushing off to day camps is that I definitely have more time on every morning, not just weekends, but our weekday mornings, to put together a hearty breakfast for both myself and the kids. So it's definitely forcing me to have that heartier breakfast in the morning as well. So this morning I want to make some scrambled eggs or an omelet. We have some turkey bacon that I cooked yesterday. I actually might chop that up and put it into an omelet and maybe have that over some greens. I will see what Ronan wants. I can hear him waking up right now. But what I'm going to do is find out if he wants scrambled eggs or an omelet. Sawyer probably wants scrambled eggs with a little bit of turkey bacon on the side, probably over a bed of greens that I'll probably do like a little fresh lemon juice and olive oil over top. This will keep me so unbelievably full and satiated. And as you guys are watching this video you the very next day, launching Inside Living Well, is half of our summer sheet pan dinners and our simple summer breakfasts, because I always say this as a busy mom, I create the recipes that me and my family most definitely need. And so I feel like I'm pretty in tune with you girls and that we are like the best of friends. And I know that you are looking for simplicity. So we are doing tons of recipes. There's going to be 15 new sheet pan recipes coming in the next 4 weeks, and the most beautiful, delicious, and nourishing, simplistic summer breakfast ideas that are quick. If you don't have time to put together scrambled eggs, you could put together one of our protein-rich breakfasts like a protein chia pudding, protein overnight oats. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recipes in our breakfast category and thousands of recipes on the membership site. Currently, right now, we are just finishing up our summer reset challenge, and next month we are doing a mid-hormone reset for the month of July. So if you are interested, I would highly encourage you to join now, 2 weeks free, and join us for our July challenge. It is a mid-summer hormone reset. I promise you, you will absolutely come out of that reset feeling lighter, better, happier, and definitely more energized. But getting in this protein-rich breakfast is so imperative to my energy throughout the day. I just came upstairs and popped on some shorts because I'm going to head outside with the kids and get some steps in, because one of the easiest ways to quickly feel happier and of course healthier is to get outside and to get some movement in. I can hear the kids downstairs right now. I've been up here for all of 5 minutes and they're getting a little bit squirrely. And so the best thing that we can do right now is to get outdoors. Oftentimes during the day, if the kids are in school, I will hop outside, I will throw on a podcast or an audiobook, and I will get my steps in. I have been sharing my steps for 4 years here on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm trying not to bring my Oura Ring close to you because I'll get feedback on my microphone that I've attached to my camera. But I've been sharing my Oura Ring steps for the last 4 years. I did just have to get a brand new Oura Ring, which was kind of devastating to me because I was like, oh, I didn't want to get a new one, but I ended up getting it for Mother's Day. My old one, after 4 years, I was having to charge it twice a day. So in the morning when I was getting ready, and then at night when I was in the shower, and still the battery wasn't lasting me all day long. And so all of a sudden my steps were like plummeting. I was getting like 8,000, 9,000 steps a day, which was not accurate, but it's because my ring was on the charger for so much of the day. So I did just get the brand new Oura Ring, which is beautiful and amazing, and I love it so much. But a really quick way to feel happier is to get outside and get some movement in. When you're outdoors, it is unbelievable for your nervous system. It's a great way. As I said, I just changed into shorts because it is beautiful outside. It is a great way to get that vitamin D. Remember, look up into the sky indirectly, not directly, indirectly at the sun, and absorb that vitamin D through your eyes. This is such a beautiful way to really boost your happy, healthy hormones, to help level out your cortisol levels, and to help your body produce more dopamine. And then the higher production of dopamine that you have, those dopamine receptors give off serotonin, then you feel steady and happier throughout the day. So for me, getting outdoors and getting in movement is something that I do, honestly, 99% of the year. Even when it is freezing cold outside, first thing in the morning, if I get the kids on the bus, I head outside and I get those steps in, and it might be 12 degrees outside, but I just bundle up, even if it's only for 10 minutes. On a day like today when I have the kids with me, we will definitely do a longer walk. We will also probably follow it up with a bike ride, which is one of my favorite things to do because we're outdoors and we're active and we're moving our body. Now, on a busy day when I'm in the office and I'm on back-to-back client calls, which is most of my days, I will just head outside for a quick 10 minutes. I'll check the mailbox, I'll do a quick lap around my street, and then I head back inside. That clears my cognition, it helps with my focus, it helps with my energy, and of course, it makes me feel happier. Honestly, girls, these tiny little habits, I know that they, one, are probably something that you've heard over and over again. I get that, I understand, but it is the tiny habits, the minutia, the things that you wash, rinse, and repeat that truly at the end of the day yield the biggest difference. Because if you do these tiny little habits over and over and over again on a daily basis, you will find all of a sudden you are somebody who's a little bit glass half full. You're feeling happier throughout the day just because of these slight, small lifestyle shifts and choices that you're making that are unbelievable for your mental health, for your physical health, for your physiology. All of these tiny little habits, while mundane and while they are most likely things you've heard before, when you layer them together collectively, they truly do move the needle substantially. Okay, so a big one for me right now is a mid-afternoon nervous system reset. So especially during the times when I'm trying to manage my schedule so closely. So every minute feels as though it is truly accounted for from sunup until sundown. Most days it feels like that currently. However, I have found that if you want to feel happier and healthier, it is so important to schedule in these mini breaks. So right now in the summertime, the kids, they're actually upstairs grabbing some fresh books, and we are going to be doing just a quick 20-minute book break where we are taking 20 minutes, and I typically, me as the person who sometimes the emperor has no clothes because I'm like, I'm so busy, I have so much to do, I would typically use that time to get some work done or clean up the kitchen or do other things, but I am not allowing myself to do that. And this is one of the best tips that I can share with each and every one of you. Instead of pushing through, make yourself a cup of tea, sit down, either do some red light therapy, do some EFT tapping. I am the biggest fan of EFT tapping. It is truly revolutionary for your nervous system. There has been many times in my life where things feel really heavy and I'm like, this is too much for me to hold, or I don't know how to get myself out of this headspace. EFT tapping. It's free. You have it with you at all times. If you have your hands, if you are fortunate enough to have your hands, you always have this tool in access. So you could do some red light therapy, you could do some meditation, you could do some light stretching, whatever it is for you. But currently for me and my little family, one of the quick tips that I'm using to feel happier in a really quick way is a 20-minute book break. So I just started this one earlier this week. I think I'm only like, let's see, 34 pages in. I just started chapter 5. I'm 34 pages in. But I feel like I want to switch over. It's really cute. I'm sure that if I just commit to it, I can get through it really quickly. I mean, it's a super easy read. However, you all know my love and affinity for Lori Gilmore. If you're a subscriber of my channel, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Oh my gosh, I love her books oh so very much. I just got this one, so it makes me want to flip over and read this one, but I'm not going to allow myself to do that. I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to read this one next month, or maybe I will take this one with me when we travel in August. Actually, that might be the best idea. But instead of scrolling on your phone, instead of doing the dishes, instead of replying to 15 to 30 emails, in the 20 minutes, which is something that I'm very capable of doing. I could crank through a whole bunch of emails right now, but that's not what's best for my nervous system. That's not what's best for yours. And also with my kids being home, I want to be a positive influence. They do know, they recognize at 7 and 10 years old that mommy has to work and mommy has to get things done. They're well aware of that. However, I also can show them that mommy can have a healthy relationship and can take breaks, and that it's okay to take breaks. And so to me, the lessons that I'm learning for myself and that I'm teaching to my children are so important. And the ways that this will help me feel healthier and happier throughout the rest of the day, just by unplugging a little bit midday. This is a really great time to take some strategic supplementation that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the video, my next tip. But if you know me, then you know at 2:45 right now I make a tea and I take a magnesium, and we're going to talk about the magnesium breakthrough as my next tip. But this is a really great time to take an afternoon magnesium at 3 o'clock, unplug from your computer, and do a 20-minute book break. Because when you can support your nervous system, you can really anchor your stress response. So the way that you show up to those emails after this, the way that you show up to the cleaning or to the activities that you have planned with your family for the rest of the day will be filtered through what I like to call rose-colored glasses. You will see things differently after you have done something to fill up your own cup. We woke up before our children, we had our lemon ginger tonic, we went outside, we looked up into the sky indirectly at the sun, we had our protein-rich breakfast, we got in our movement, so key, so important. Now we're doing a midday nervous system supportive practice. So like I said, stretching, meditation, red light therapy, EFT tapping, or a 20-minute book break, whatever it is for you, where you can unplug and support yourself. Because if we are constantly stressing out our nervous system, we will not feel safe to expand, to make time to feel happy. We will only see the problems that show up in our lives. We won't be able to see clearly for solutions or things that we can do to really pull ourselves out of a funk if we aren't feeling happy. But when we can tap into our nervous system with doing things that are very supportive, like the meditation, the tapping, the books, the red light therapy, all of these activities like stretching, it is so imperative. I also have done, I will link, it's a YouTube short about somatic heel drops. Somatic heel drops is a really great way to just bring some balance to your body, or you could hop on your rebounder or your vibration plate. Anything that you need to do to get in a little bit of extra support for this nervous system that helps you unplug and get off some screens. Okay, girls, another huge one for me is an intentional evening wind down. If you want to feel happier instantly, I'm telling you, this one is such a key unlock for me. So, okay, my camera battery died. I'm not sure where it was, but I was saying that an intentional evening wind down routine, I can assure you, will dramatically change your overall level of happiness. So it is 7:30 at night, even though it is still bright daylight out, which I love and appreciate oh so very much, the extended hours of the day. But with that being said, the kids and myself and Kaya were all staying up a little bit later. So my wind down routine actually kind of expands itself. In the fall and winter time, it tends to be right around an hour, whereas in the summertime, it's more so like a 2-hour unwind. So I will go ahead and make myself a little tea. I put on comfortable clothes. I cleaned up after dinner, and then I typically come up here and hop into the shower before I take Sawyer to bed and before the kids go to bed, because I do lay with Sawyer in bed every single night, and I typically fall asleep in there, and then I wake up and I'm like, what year is it? What day is it? Where am I? So I always like to be showered and ready for bed before I lay down with her. But all of this is part of my unwind routine, which is so important to me. So making a tea is huge. I also will do, most of the time, I can only do about 10 minutes of reading, to be quite honest with you, because I fall asleep so quickly. My body is just like, oh, we're in bed, it's time for bed. But I do have this really great red light book light that I just clip onto my book. And so it's great because it allows me to unwind and read a book without stimulating, without any stimulus of the screens. I mean, there are nights that we definitely watch shows, but I always try to have the TV and the phone off for at least 45 minutes before I want to go to bed. So if I want to go to bed by 10:30, by 9:45 at the very latest, I try to have all screens off. So that way, my body can begin to really recognize that it is bedtime. But this wind down routine supports so many different facets of my overall wellness. So of course, it supports my cortisol levels because I'm not getting myself all hyper by watching really intense shows right before bed. Therefore, my sleep quality improves. And when you have improved sleep quality, you have improved hormone health. Because like we talked about, that phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification that happens overnight. Then we wake up in the morning, we drink that lemon ginger tonic and finish off those processes. So a huge part of this is that I have set myself up this really romanticized, right? Like, remember, romanticizing your routine was something that was so popular on YouTube, I feel like a year or two ago, and over on Instagram. But I still kind of bring that concept to my day-to-day routine. I really romanticize that morning sunlight and drinking that lemon ginger tonic. It's truly like a 10-minute process at most. But to me, that 10-minute investment pays dividends in hours and hours of productivity and hours of mood stability and feeling really deeply happy and nourished on the inside. Similarly, this evening routine, these simple things like turning off the screens, taking my evening shower, enjoying my tea, enjoying some strategic supplementation, and reading my book, it helps me so much, of course, in the moment fall asleep. I have no issue falling asleep. And in addition to that, of course, the next day, I wake up happier the next day because I was able to get deep, restful sleep. So if you've been a subscriber of my channel for any period of time, then you are probably very familiar with a supplement that I take every single day at 3 different touch points. I take one in the morning with my vitamin D. I take one at 2:45 in the afternoon with more of like a ginseng tea. This is a lemon balm tea, but at 2:45 I take it with like a ginseng tea. And then before bed, I like to take 2 of the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough before bed to get the most incredible, deep, restful sleep. As mentioned, it's just a little bit after 7:30 and it is bright daylight outside. So if I want to be asleep, let's say tonight by 10 p.m. and I need to start unwinding by 9:15, I need all of the support and help that I can get. And the beautiful thing about the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough is that it does contain all 7 elemental forms of magnesium. So taking 1 in the morning with your vitamin D will help your cognition and your energy. Taking 1 midday is a really great way to kind of reduce any stress. 2 to 3 to 4 of them, whatever your magnesium needs are. I only need 2 at night because I have been on this product for nearly 4 years. And so I take 2 before bed, and my body just knows that once I take these and I'm consuming my tea, I'm in my cozy pajamas, I come up here, I turn on this red light book light, and I start reading. If I can make it 10 minutes of reading, that's a huge accomplishment because my eyes start closing and I immediately slip into the most incredible, deep, restful sleep. So I always say that I've been taking the magnesium for nearly 4 years. I changed nothing else in my routine other than this, and I got a 30% increase in deep, restful sleep on my Aura Ring. A 30% increase. That is life-changing. If you can get 30% more deep, restful sleep, I can assure you that you will quickly feel incredibly happy the next day because your body is yearning for the rest that it absolutely needs. And so the great thing about the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough is that with all of these 7 elemental forms of magnesium, you know that you are checking all of the boxes on your daily magnesium needs. So I will leave my link and my code for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment if you want to give the Bioptimizer's Magnesium a try. So hopefully implementing these 5 quick wellness tips is something that will help jumpstart your ability to feel happier for a prolonged period of time and faster. If you're feeling like you're in a funk or you're in a mood, we all have those days. But I'm hopeful you can remember 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe all 5 of these tips. You can have them in your back pocket, or you can just save today's video, to be quite honest with you. Maybe create like a Jessica Spiers playlist on your YouTube, and you can just save this video to reference whenever you need a little bit of a boost. Then you can reference back to these tips and kind of pull them out as needed. But the thing about today's video is that I want you to implement at least 3 of these tips. Maybe it's the light and lemon ginger tonic, it's the protein rich breakfast, and getting in a walk. Or maybe it's getting in a walk, the lemon ginger tonic, and an unwind routine. Or it's the nervous system support, lemon ginger tonic, and an unwind routine. Whatever 3 tips you pick, I want you to do this for 7 days straight. And then I want you to track and come back and comment on this video and let me know, are you waking up less tired? Are your cravings down, whether it's for sweets or salty foods? Are your cravings down? Is your energy steadier throughout the day? And do your moods feel more even? So do these tips, at least three, hopefully you can do 4 or 5 of these tips for the next 7 days. And then please come back and comment on this video and let me know what shifts that you have felt. The best thing about making changes is tracking them. Just do it in your Apple Notes. I will have something here on the screen, like a little pop-up where you can track it in your Apple Notes, and then you can come back and check in, because of course, all of us can take in information, but applying the information is where the magic happens. And if you want to feel happier and you want to feel healthier and you want to do it in a really quick way, this is absolutely the support that you need to help jumpstart your momentum. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.